Right now, we are joined by Mooney head coach Claire Ferrando. Coach, thank you so much for taking the time. I know you're on your lunch break, so we definitely appreciate the time today to talk to us.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
And before we dive into this program and these players and everything, I got to just talk about last night's game. I was there. I told Ty it goes way past the score how competitive this game was. 167 total digs between the two teams. Maybe the best defense I've seen played in a match. Talk about what it's like to pride yourself so much on defense. You're already over 400 digs as a team, just 8 matches into the season. You guys play really solid back row defense.
Oh, thank you. That's one of our goals right from the beginning of the season. We said one of the biggest things that we wanted to focus on this year was defense, just not letting balls hit the floor, being as scrappy as possible. So you saying that is a big compliment. And we have a lot of young girls in the back row. So knowing that they're young and they're doing as good as they're doing now only makes us happier because we know we're going to have them for the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, talk to me now a little bit about, we know that Mooney typically schedules up too with all their schedules, and there's no doubt that volleyball is another case of that. Talk to me about the improvement you've seen since the beginning of the season until now in this team, because I gotta imagine that facing these high-level teams and this high-level competition has had to have made these girls better over the season.
I mean, absolutely. We have a lot of inexperienced girls. A lot of girls come to us not having a lot of volleyball experience from junior high, and a lot of our girls don't play club. We're at a smaller school where a lot of our athletes are 2 to 3 sport athletes. So they're learning throughout the season, and they're just making huge improvements throughout the season. And already, I mean, we had to bring a freshman up yesterday, and she did an awesome job. And we have seen huge improvements from her and from our sophomores. Especially just between this year and last year. I mean, it's just night and day. And our upperclassmen just keep getting better and better too. So hopefully we're going to start peaking here and peaking at the right time, closer to the tournament.
You guys were down 3 starters last night, and like you said, you had to insert some people. Talk about what it's like seeing this young team kind of battle through that kind of adversity, something that no one expects going into a volleyball season where you're going to have a stretch where you're down 3 starters, but they've handled it. They've taken the roles, and it looks like they're doing everything that's asked of them.
Yeah, I mean, we thought last year being the huge COVID season, we were kind of expecting people to be dropping last year, and we didn't have any COVID cases last year. And really thinking about girls not being able to play this year wasn't even on my radar. But right now we have 3 of our starters out. Another girl texted me, one of our girls who we brought up from JV, she was starting too. She was out yesterday. So really we had 4 girls, 4 of our starting girls out. So we had to make adjustments. We've been having to put people in positions that they don't typically play. And that's hard, especially because I just talked about how a lot of our girls don't have the experience that some of the other teams that we play have. So putting them in all of these different positions, they really are filling the role. They'll do whatever we ask of them. If I say we're moving our girls to different positions, they don't ask, they don't question it, they just do it. And that's awesome. It's really nice to have girls who will do that.
Talk to me a little bit about that some more in-depthly, I guess, because there's no doubt in the era of COVID that it presents opportunities, too, for some of the younger players to get starts now in all schools and all sports. So talk to me about some of these younger players, and I mean, you can name a couple of them as well that have really stepped up and filled in the shoes and filled in some big roles when you kind of needed them to at most during the season.
We had one of our seniors, Elena Scavina, she played 6 rotations for us. So she's currently out with a back injury, not COVID related whatsoever. So we had to find someone who would fill 6 rotations and fill those shoes. And those are big shoes to fill. She's been playing varsity since she was a freshman. So we have Maria Pecchia, who only plays defense for us typically. She stepped up and she's one of our outside hitters now. We have another girl who, Marissa Bowman, she's been out. She was our starting right side. So we have Nina Santisi, who filled her shoes. She's a sophomore, but she was out yesterday with an ear infection. So then we had a freshman, Sam Rotuno, step up. She filled those shoes. And then our other middle, Maria Fire, she was out. She had surgery. So We had Parker Sheehan. She's also a sophomore, step up and fill that role as well. So we just have, we're loaded with sophomores right now. And it's a good place to be, just because, like I said, we'll have them for the next 2 years. But it's just, a lot of them are playing positions that they don't play all the time, or maybe they play middle most of the time, and we'll move them to right side and back and forth depending on the need and depending on what we need for blockers. And back row players, we have Addison Stacy. She came in as a setter, but we made her back row. We move her all over the court. Defensively, she'll play left back, middle back, right back. And same with Katie Frumout. She's a sophomore. She was our libero last night, and she too plays left back, middle back, right back. And it just depends on the play and who's in the court. Depends on what position they're playing. So we've had to make a lot of adjustments. And every time we say, okay, we're not going to lose any more girls, we'll ride with the squad that we have until we get some girls healthy again, someone else drops off. So hopefully we won't have anyone else get sick, and we'll have some more people come back and be able to play again.
With all this chaos and all these people getting thrown into new positions, can you even put into words how important Angelina Rotuno is to your team right now? And I got to watch her last night, just always on the floor, diving for everything. She leads that offense, sets really well, running the 5-1. She's got like 179 assists. I don't know if anyone's more important to their team right now than she is to you guys.
I always compare our setter to like a quarterback of a team. They have to run the offense. They have to constantly be communicating. I demand more from her than pretty much anyone else on the team, and she knows it. And I tell her that too. And I told her, and it's not fair, but I need her 100% of the time. I need her every point, every game. She can't take plays off, and she knows that. And that's a tough role to fill, but she is so feisty. She's so competitive. She's so scrappy. She fills it so well. So it is hard to put her meaning into words, because she has been like this since her freshman year. She came in grinding like this. She came in being scrappy, and she caught our attention right away, and she hasn't let up at all. So that is huge. And that's something that every coach just loves to see.
Aside from obviously the injuries and COVID related issues that play a part in you having to rotate players so much, what is one area that you're looking for to improve as the season progresses? And in other words, what is the one area that you want this team to get better in before the end of the season or by tournament time?
I would just say our consistency. I'm hoping by the second half of our season towards the tournament, we'll have everybody back and we'll be healthy, and we'll be 12 people on varsity. That's what I'm looking for. So like if we have to put someone else on the bench, someone from the bench back into the game, we have that ability. Right now, I don't have anyone on the bench. But consistency is huge. I talked to them about last night after the game about we are just like a roller coaster. We go up and down. Like when things are going our way, we're so happy-go-lucky. Our energy is high. Our accountability is high. But then the minute we lose a point, or the minute another team gets a good kill, which is going to happen no matter what team we play, it's like the sky is falling. So we just need to kind of, and I've been saying this all year, we need to have short memories and thick skin, because volleyball is such a momentum sport, and we got to be able to find a way to keep the momentum and get the momentum back when we don't have it. So just consistency and eliminating our unforced errors would be huge for us.
And Coach, before we let you go, you're welcoming Ursuline into your home Thursday. We know how big that is on the football field, but just talking to words on how much it means, as much it means for the volleyball team as it does for every other sport, and how big that rivalry is for you guys, and how much you're looking forward to this game.
I mean, we're pumped. Oh, sorry, my life. We're pumped. I mean, we know that this game is huge, and Ursuline always plays so well against us. They always have so much energy, and they're always so competitive. They never let a ball hit the floor, and our girls know that. They've been like that this is my 7th year there. They've been like that every single time we play them, so they know. Especially coming into our gym, the first time we play them is in our gym. We have to protect our house. We have to play discipline. We have to play every single point, and expect those long rallies, because Ursuline's not going to quit. They're not going to give up, and they're going to scrap. So we have to bring that same energy and just rise to the occasion and be ready to play.
Coach, thank you so much for taking the time today on your lunch break.
Of course.
We hope you can still get some food into you before you have to face the rest of the day. We love to hear from you, and we look forward to talking to you again as the season goes on.
Sounds great. Thanks for having me.